Some capitals are chosen because they are safe. Belgrade is the opposite. Belgrade became Serbia's capital because it stood exactly where everyone wanted to pass through, conquer, defend, and control. A city at the meeting point of two rivers, a city between empires, a city destroyed, rebuilt, and somehow still standing. Hey there! Welcome back to Cities in a Blink, where we uncover the stories behind the world's cities, one blink at a time. This is How Did That City Become the Capital? Our journey through the political hearts of nations. Today, we're exploring how Belgrade became the capital city of Serbia. Belgrade's story begins with geography that feels almost unfair. The city sits where the Sava River flows into the Danube, that made it a gateway between Central Europe and the Balkans, a river door, a military shortcut, a trading post with a target on its back. If you controlled Belgrade, you controlled movement. That is why so many powers wanted it. The Celts were here, the Romans knew it as Singidunum. Later came Byzantines, Bulgarians, Hungarians, Ottomans, Austrians, and Serbs. Belgrade was not just a city on the map, it was the map's pressure point, and pressure became its personality. Belgrade was besieged, captured, damaged, and rebuilt again and again. It did not become important because life there was easy. It became important because no empire could afford to ignore it. That is what makes Belgrade different. It was not a quiet royal capital tucked safely inland. It was a frontline city, a fortress city, a border city, a city that kept changing hands because its location was too powerful to leave alone. In medieval Serbia, Belgrade had already tasted capital status. In 1402, despot Stefan Lazarevi made it the capital of Serbia, turning it into a major political, military, and cultural center. But Belgrade's position also made it vulnerable. The Ottomans captured the city in 1521. For centuries, Belgrade became one of the great frontier cities between the Ottoman and Habsburg worlds. Sometimes it looked south, sometimes it looked north, sometimes it was rebuilt just in time to be fought over again. Then came the Serbian uprisings of the 19th century. As Serbia pushed for autonomy from the Ottoman Empire, Belgrade became more than a fortress. It became a symbol. The city represented the struggle to control Serbia's own political center, and once Serbian authority strengthened, Belgrade was the obvious place where power had to gather. In 1841, Belgrade became the capital of the Principality of Serbia. Later, as Serbia became a kingdom, Belgrade remained the national center. Government, diplomacy, trade, and culture concentrated there. But Belgrade's capital story did not stop with Serbia. In the 20th century, it became the capital of Yugoslavia. That turned Belgrade into something even larger. Not just a Serbian capital, but the political center of a multinational state. That role gave the city grand boulevards, federal institutions, modernist buildings, and a bigger stage. But it also added another layer of tension, because when Yugoslavia broke apart, Belgrade's meaning changed again. It was no longer the capital of a large federation. It returned to being the capital of Serbia, carrying the weight of older history, modern statehood, and a complicated regional past. So why Belgrade? Because Serbia's capital story could only belong to a city like this, a city where rivers meet, where empires collided, where fortresses watched borders shift, where destruction did not erase importance, it proved it. Belgrade became the capital not because it was peaceful, but because it was pivotal. Other Serbian cities mattered. Novi Sad became a major cultural and educational center. Ni carried deep historical and strategic importance. But Belgrade had the position, the institutions, and the repeated gravitational pull of power. Belgrade did not simply win the role of capital, it survived its way into it. Today, Belgrade stands as Serbia's capital, lively, layered, stubborn, and impossible to ignore, a city at the crossroads, a city with scars, and a city that turned its most dangerous location into its greatest political advantage. If you love discovering cities and the stories behind them, hit that subscribe button and join us for more adventures. Next up, we're heading to Hungary to explore how Budapest became the capital city of the nation. Thanks for watching Cities in a Blink, where stories of cities come alive, one blink at a time.